Some stories are not about evil, they're not about monsters, they're not about curses. Sometimes the saddest stories are the ones people remember the longest. In the hills of St. Anne, there is an old bridge crossing the Rio Bueno. The bridge has been repaired many times over the years. The old boards are gone, the rails have changed, the road around it looks different now. But according to some people who still use that road, something has never changed. Sometimes, especially when the rain clouds gather in the late afternoon, people say they see two boys underneath the bridge, one taller, one shorter, playing quietly by the water. Then, just as suddenly as they appeared, they're gone. This is the story of the bridge where the two boys still play. If you like ghost stories from Jamaica and other folklore, you can go ahead and subscribe to this channel for more. And if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. Now, let's get into the story. In 1965, two boys lived with their mother in the hills near Limehall, St. Anne. Marcus was 10 years old. His younger brother, Delroy, was 8. Every weekday, they walked home together from school. The journey wasn't short. 3 miles of mango trees and hillside paths before they reached a small board house where their mother waited every evening. Their life wasn't easy. Their mother, Miss Pearl, worked long hours at the banana packing house. She left home before sunrise and returned when the day was almost done. Money was never plentiful, but the boys never went hungry. There was always something there. Fried dumplings, boiled dumplings, bananas, yam, the typical Jamaican cuisine. For Marcus and Delroy, that was enough. The brothers were close. Where one went, the other followed. If Marcus climbed a tree, Delroy climbed behind him. If Delroy got into trouble, Marcus defended him. They argued like brothers, they laughed like best friends, and neither one liked walking home without the other. On the morning of September 14, 1965, Miss Pearl packed their lunch in an old biscuit tin. 2 fried dumplings wrapped carefully in brown paper. She kissed both boys before leaving. Neither she nor the boys knew it would be the last morning they would spend together. School ended around 2:30. The boys began their familiar walk home. At first the day seemed normal. The sun still shone. Birds called from the trees. Children laughed as they scattered along different roads towards their homes. Then the sky changed. Old Jamaicans sometimes call it rain brews, the sudden darkening of the clouds before a heavy storm. Marcus noticed it first. He stopped walking, looked upward, and frowned. Delroy noticed immediately.
What happened?
Marcus pointed towards the hill. Dark clouds were gathering quickly, very quickly. The kind of clouds that meant serious rain.
We need to move.
The brothers picked up their pace, but nature had other plans. Within minutes, the thunder rolled across the hills. The winds began to blow, and then the rain came. Not gentle rain, not drizzling, sheets of water, the kind of rain that makes the world disappear. The dirt road became mud almost instantly. Water ran along both sides of the path. The boys could barely see ahead. Delroy hated thunder. Every crack made him jump. Every flash of lightning made him squeeze closer to his brother. Marcus grabbed his hand.
Come, the bridge close.
The bridge was the nearest shelter. The boys ran. The rain soaked their uniforms. Mud covered their shoes. The thunder grew louder, but eventually they reached the old bridge crossing the Rio Bueno. Relieved, they climbed down onto the concrete ledge beneath. It wasn't unusual. Children often sheltered there during the rain. The bridge blocked most of the weather. It seemed safe. For a little while, It was. The rain hammered the bridge above, water dripped around them. The river below flowed steadily. At first there was no danger, only discomfort. The boys were cold, tired, wet. Delroy shivered.
No one go home.
Marcus put an arm around him.
We soon go home.
They sat together, listening to the rain, waiting. Minutes passed, then more minutes. The storm showed no sign of stopping. Instead, it became heavier. The river changed too. The peaceful Rio Bueno began to grow louder, faster, and stronger. But neither boys understood what was happening. Older people know something children often don't. Rain falling far away can still send floodwaters rushing downstream, especially in the hills. Marcus was only 10. Delroy was 8. They simply thought they were waiting for the rain to stop. The sound of the river became almost constant, a deep rumble beneath them. Delroy rested his head against his brother's shoulder.
No one sleep.
Marcus was tired too. The walk, the storm, the cold, everything weighed on them.
Rest a little.
Delroy closed his eyes. Marcus followed soon after. The brothers fell asleep holding each other beneath the bridge. Above them, rain continued to fall. The river continued to rise. The flood arrived quickly, faster than anyone could have imagined. Water surged through the river channel. The level rose, then rose again. The concrete ledge disappeared beneath the flood. The current became violent, relentless. The boys never had a chance. They never cried out. They never called for help. They were asleep when the river reached them. The flood carried both boys away, and by the time the storm began to ease, they were gone. Miss Pearl expected the boys home before evening. When the sun began setting and they still hadn't arrived, she became worried. When darkness came, worry became fear. She visited neighbors, asked questions. No one had seen them. Lanterns were gathered, flashlights were borrowed. Men and women from the community joined the search. They walked the roads, checked the fields, visited the school, called the boys' names repeatedly. Nothing. Hour after hour they searched. Miss Pearl refused to stop. She kept on saying the same thing. They're on the road. They have to be on the road. They're coming home. They're coming home. Near midnight, someone found Marcus. The river had carried him miles away. Community grew silent. Nobody wanted to tell his mother, but she knew the moment she saw their faces. The next morning, Delroy was found downstream, near the bend in the river, caught among roots and debris left behind by the flood. The brothers were finally together again, but not in the way anyone had hoped. At the funeral, the entire district attended. People cried openly, some because they knew the family, others because every parent could imagine the pain. One story says Miss Pearl stood quietly beside the graves and whispered, "I go and make dumpling for you. I go and make tea for you." Then she broke down crying. For years afterward, neighbors said she never truly recovered. Time moved on, children grew up, families moved away, roads changed, the bridge was repaired. Decades passed, yet the stories continued. Drivers traveling the road near sunset began reporting strange sightings. Not frightening sightings, not threatening ones, just unusual. One man claimed he saw two boys crouch beneath the bridge, throwing stones into the water. He slowed his vehicle, wondering why children were there so late. When he looked again, They were gone. A woman walking home said she saw two boys laughing under the bridge after a light rain. One appeared older, the other smaller. When she blinked, there was nobody there. Others tell similar stories. Always two boys, always under the bridge, always gone within seconds. No one claims the spirit chased people. No one says they hear threats. No one speaks of evil. Just two brothers, plain, waiting, as though time stopped for them beneath the bridge. Miss Pearl passed away in 1991, but she never stopped missing her boys. Maybe it's imagination, maybe it's memory, or maybe some stories never truly leave the place where they happened. What do you think? Could people really be seeing the spirits of Marcus and Delroy beneath that bridge? Or is there another explanation? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoy Jamaican ghost stories, Duppy encounters, and island folklore, once again, you can go ahead and subscribe for more. Until next time, walk good.